Donald Trump's latest campaign stop in Aurora, Colorado, has sparked outrage not only from local officials, but also from a prominent Republican senator. As the 2024 election looms, Trump's visit to the safely blue state has raised eyebrows, not just for his attempt to galvanize his base, but for the inflammatory rhetoric he unleashed. Claiming Aurora had been overrun by Venezuelan gang members, Trump's speech was met with immediate pushback from both Democratic and Republican leaders alike. Most notably, Republican Senator Michael Bennet of Colorado denounced Trump as a liar and called for him to retire from politics altogether. This moment encapsulates the growing fissures within the Republican Party, with many members openly distancing themselves from Trump. As the former president attempts to make border security and immigration the central themes of his campaign, he finds himself increasingly isolated, rejected not only by Democrats, but also by his own party. Trump's tendency to rely on disinformation and stoke fear among his followers is proving to be more of a liability than an asset, as figures across the political spectrum unite to push back against his tactics. In this video, we'll break down Trump's recent visit to Aurora, the controversies surrounding his comments, and the growing rebellion against him within Republican ranks. As his political career enters a critical phase, Trump faces unprecedented opposition from the very party he once commanded with an iron fist. Is this the beginning of the end for Donald Trump? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to reaching 1,000 subscribers, but we can't do it without you. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe right now. And if you're already subscribed, give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment to let me know your thoughts. Alright, let's dive right into it. Trump's inflammatory rhetoric in Aurora. On a crisp October day, Donald Trump arrived in Aurora, Colorado, a city just outside Denver, with grand political ambitions. Despite Colorado being a solidly blue state, Trump and his campaign believed that visiting areas like Aurora would generate media attention and keep him in the spotlight. However, what was intended as a strategic move to dominate headlines quickly backfired, as Trump's speech became a firestorm of false claims and hyperbole. Trump took to the stage in Aurora, declaring that the city had been invaded by Venezuelan gang members who had infested the community. Aurora is being conquered by migrants, and we have to live with these animals, Trump told his audience, invoking images of chaos and fear. He further announced that if re-elected, he would launch a federal program called Operation Aurora to deport these so-called gang members and restore safety to the community. The problem? Virtually none of what Trump said was true. Local officials, including Aurora's Republican Mayor Mike Coffman, immediately pushed back on Trump's claims. The reality is that the concerns about Venezuelan gang activity have been grossly exaggerated, Coffman said in a statement. He added that while there had been some criminal activity associated with migrants, it was nowhere near the scale Trump was describing. Aurora's police department echoed Coffman's sentiments, clarifying that while gang activity exists, it is not unique to migrants and is a manageable issue. The mayor even offered to brief Trump privately to help him understand the situation better. But it appears the former president had little interest in the facts. False claims and political opportunism. Trump's remarks in Aurora followed a familiar pattern of using immigration as a wedge issue to stoke fear among his base. His focus on border security has been a cornerstone of his campaign from the very beginning, and in many ways, he's recycling the same themes that helped him win the presidency in 2016. But as his rhetoric becomes more extreme, the pushback from both sides of the aisle has become more pronounced. For months, Trump has been falsely claiming that cities across America are being overrun by immigrants, particularly from Venezuela. He has accused the Biden administration, and by extension Vice President Kamala Harris, of allowing violent criminals to flood the country unchecked. In Aurora, he doubled down on these baseless accusations, linking Venezuelan migrants to gang violence and warning that the city had become a war zone. Democratic lawmakers and immigration advocates have repeatedly debunked these claims, pointing to the fact that crime rates among migrants are generally lower than those of native-born citizens. Moreover, many of the immigrants Trump refers to are asylum seekers fleeing violence in their home countries, not gang members as he so often portrays them. The truth, however, has never been a priority for Trump. His focus is on creating a narrative of fear and danger, positioning himself as the only candidate capable of saving America. But as the facts continue to contradict his rhetoric, even Republicans are beginning to distance themselves from his divisive tactics. The reality of voter sentiment. As Trump continues to ramp up his incendiary rhetoric, the actual voter sentiment in critical swing states like Pennsylvania and Michigan tells a different story. The data reveals a significant advantage for Democratic candidates, particularly Vice President Kamala Harris. In Pennsylvania, for instance, 68.4% of mail-in ballots cast are from Democrats, compared to just 23% from Republicans. Such numbers indicate a strong Democratic presence and enthusiasm, countering Trump's narrative of a resurgent GOP. Furthermore, in Michigan, recent voting patterns reveal that Detroit, a Democratic stronghold, has recorded some of the highest voter turnout. This stark contrast between Trump's inflammatory claims and the realities of voter behavior reflects a potential panic within his camp. Trump's focus on sowing discord and inciting violence may stem from a genuine fear of losing power as polling data shows Democrats gaining ground. The manipulation of polling data. In a desperate attempt to manipulate public perception, Trump and his allies have employed questionable polling practices to create the illusion of momentum. Recent analyses indicate that since September 30th, a significant number of Republican-aligned polls have been released, overshadowing legitimate nonpartisan surveys. For instance, out of the last 15 general election polls released in Pennsylvania, 12 have right-leaning affiliations, skewing the average and suggesting a GOP advantage where none exists. This manipulation isn't just about crafting narratives. It's a systematic approach to mislead voters. By presenting biased polling data, Trump hopes to maintain his grip on power and rally his base. However, as the raw data continues to show a Democratic lead, it becomes evident that these tactics may backfire. The growing dissonance between Trump's rhetoric and voter reality raises critical questions about the sustainability of his approach. The escalation of xenophobia. A hallmark of Trump's campaign has been his unabashed xenophobia. His recent posts on social media reflect a troubling trend: the use of AI-generated images to propagate fear and misinformation. For instance, he shared a distorted image of a crowded classroom, suggesting that open borders lead to packed classrooms, a blatant attempt to link immigration with educational crises. Moreover, Trump's claim that he would invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to target migrant criminal networks highlights the severity of his rhetoric. This historical reference is not just a gimmick. It is a chilling reminder of the lengths to which Trump is willing to go to incite fear and mobilize his base against perceived threats. In his mind, the plight of immigrants is a narrative that serves his political ambitions, even at the cost of fostering division within the country. A call to action. The importance of organized resistance. As Trump's dangerous descent continues, the importance of organized resistance becomes paramount. Americans must unite to counter the toxic narratives he espouses. The Culinary Workers Union Local 226 in Nevada exemplifies this spirit of activism, mobilizing the largest canvassing team to support Kamala Harris. Such grassroots efforts are essential in ensuring that democratic values prevail over Trump's divisive tactics. In the face of his dangerous rhetoric, the contrasting approach taken by leaders like Kamala Harris offers a beacon of hope. Harris emphasizes the importance of bipartisanship and collaboration, recognizing that the strength of democracy lies in the ability to bridge divides. Her recent remarks about creating a bipartisan council of advisors underscore her commitment to inclusive governance, showcasing a stark contrast to Trump's rhetoric of fear and division. The urgency of the moment. The stakes have never been higher as the 2024 election approaches. Trump's dangerous rhetoric serves as a rallying cry for extremists while alienating moderate voters who seek stability and unity. His invocation of Liberation Day is a chilling reminder that political language can incite real-world consequences. As citizens, we must remain vigilant and aware of the implications of Trump's words. In the current climate, it is vital to uphold the values of democracy and civility. Americans must actively engage in the political process, ensuring that their voices are heard and that they stand against the tide of hatred and division. Every vote matters, and it is crucial to mobilize friends, family, and communities to participate in the democratic process. As we reflect on the implications of Trump's dangerous dissent, we must confront the realities of political rhetoric and its potential consequences. The narratives he perpetuates not only threaten the fabric of American democracy, but also have the potential to incite violence against marginalized communities. In contrast, the message of unity and bipartisanship championed by leaders like Kamala Harris offers a path forward. The urgency of this moment cannot be overstated. As citizens, we have a responsibility to challenge the dangerous narratives that threaten our democracy. By organizing, mobilizing, and advocating for positive change, we can counteract the divisive forces at play. Together, we can ensure that the true spirit of America, one of unity, compassion, and democracy, prevails against the backdrop of Trump's dangerous dissent. As we approach the critical November 2024 election, let us remain steadfast in our commitment to upholding the values that define our nation. Each of us has a role to play in shaping the future of America. Let us seize that opportunity.